They're here at the center. All of the old Tartarian buildings have, of course, been turned into banks because it's the MFers that have control of everything. The money funders are real, my friends, and they take control of it all. So let's just have a look at some of these. Our first building here is a picturesque castle like building with side turrets and a clock tower in the center, all Tartarian structures. Nice big bronze door over here on the side. And of course, it's been turned in to a bank. Russian lad, I'm downtown in a city called DaLian, where I wanted to come down and look at some of the old Tartarian buildings and observe how the that they've all been turned into banks. Every single one of these old school Tartarian buildings built by Irish Freemasons have been turned into banks. So let's walk across the street and look at another beautiful one over here. How are you doing today, Russian lad? I hope you are well, my good man. Wow, it's dome and column and old Tartarian structures everywhere you look. There's the one I parked at, and the security guard came out and he said, "Hey, this is a fucking bank. You can't park here." And I'm like, "This ain't a bank, bro." He's like, "Well, we've turned it into the police station slash bank because we take control of all of the most beautiful buildings for ourselves. Here's an old Tartarian building in beautiful array. I know this was all built by white Freemasons right here, dead center of the city in China. Just gorgeous Freemasonic work. Let's have a look at this grand building. At least 300 or 400 years old. They just don't build them like that anymore, my friends. That's the way old Tartaria looked. In fact, the entire infrastructure of the city, the entire layout, all of it strikes of old Tartaria, but most of it has already been covered over. But there's just a few of these old buildings still remaining with their original wrought iron. Imagine what's going on below ground, right? Look at the beauty of that thing, man. That's the real deal right there. It's all still got its original iron on it. The Antiquitech's all been taken off the top. Let's see how much mud flood evidence we can find. Yep, there you go. Look at that right there. The structure, just fantastic. Some of it's been redone, you can see, but some of it's original. Let's see. Let's look at the subterranean sections. Yep, traditional European architecture. This is the real stuff, man, right here. This is original installation. Look at that door, man. Celtic knots right at dead center. I was over on one section a moment ago and I found a small chapel with a rose cross right at the center. I didn't have any power on my phone though, so I couldn't get any film of it. All right. I don't think we're going to get much around the back grandeur of this thing, man. Just gorgeous. There's an island out here in Gulangyu that the entire thing, I think they said there was like something like 9,000 buildings on it, and every single building looks just like this. Look at that cathedral style window right there. Obviously, it's been replaced by some cheap impression window. I've been doing good, man. I've just been hanging out in the city, doing some research on the architecture. There's that church style castle one. All right, let's have a look at some of the others. There's another gorgeous one taken over by a bank. Funny how they're all turned into banks, huh? where they could just sit at the throne of power with their giant Tartarian buildings and print money for themselves and buy themselves new cars and more houses. Look at it. Look at the glory of that thing right there. Yeah, that's right. Well, she knows I like to get out and see the old architecture, but wow, look at this, the door on the side of that one, a door made for giants. We'll get over there and check that out in a second. Um, I just didn't want to go to Yunnan. I don't really want to be in the south right now because it's kind of hard to get in and out of the city. And then once you get down there, they won't let you come back. Like even right now, um, they've made me gone through like a series of background checks and stuff just to be able to walk around anymore. This is original stuff too, man. This is definitely OG structure right here. Let's have a better look at this huge bronze door on the back of it. It's all gated off. Oh, they're doing a little wedding time here. Look at that door, man. Good God. All this structure, man, built by Freemasons 200 years ago. Just gorgeous. The it looks like some of the foundation work has been redone. But all of that is original. That's all OG. Let's see what the front of this bad boy looks like. Give me a yo if you could still hear me. I'd like to think that I'm still connected, but I know for sure the sun is going down. That's an OG building right there, too. The smaller ones, you can tell, are OG, and they're all laid out on like an infrastructure grid that's just quite ancient, in fact. Here we go. They had to get up there and put some scaffolding on so they could throw up their bank sign and pretend that it's a bank. What kind of bank is this? This ain't no bank, man. What a bunch of liars. And this two sections of the pillars up front here, these are totally fake. But look at that door. That door's authentic, man. Let's get a closer look at that bad boy. It's got red carpet going up to the front. These are definitely historic. I wonder if it'll open. Nah, it doesn't look like it will. Bronze, though, you can see the iron deposits on it. This is OG stuff, man. This is granite. That's fucking granite right there, baby. That's not concrete. That's OG granite. Nice. Let's have a closer look around the foundation here. We've got some kind of fake placard. There's original woodwork in there too, man. I can see in through the windows. But some fake plaque they put up. It says DaLian China. At least they're commemorating it as an old building. But 2014, they commemorated it? That doesn't make any sense, man. All right, let's keep on wandering. Look at the size of the windows on that bad boy. So you can see that all of the facading on this one has been redone. They've put that faux brick facading around the center part of it, but then the bottom part, original Tartarian structure. So let's get a quick look at the back side of this one as we shoot across. And the next one coming up, that's a bad boy right there. But look at the windows on here and the stonework and the subterranean work. Look, they got a tractor out here too. They're gonna destroy more shit. But we got subground here, a staircase going down to a below ground level section. Original wrought iron over the windows. They just don't do work like this anymore. And look at the wooden bronze door on that thing. A couple of fake lions they put in after the fact. But look at the door, man. That's that's bronzed right there. Some of this facading is fake, but generally speaking, most of this is legit. With the Celtic crosses down at the bottom, some fake black, mainly preserved architecture in DaLian. Don't think I can read that. Selling some bread. Let's head over to the next one. Look at this bad boy right here. Bam. That's some hot smoking shit right there, baby. See if we can't get across the street without getting arrested. I don't think we're allowed to cross right here. I fucking gotta walk all the way down and cross. Nah, just shoot across. Don't worry about it. Just ignore the cops. All right, here we go. Here's another one. This one has definitely had a lot of work to refurbish the outside. But yeah, you could tell this has been all redone with some kind of like blasted plaster. But the roof work is original. When we get around to the roof, this is what they're doing with all of them, though. They're remaking them into pseudo-esque modern bank structures where you can't even go in unless you got an account with the bank. Just total horseshit. Look at that one. All of them banks. Every single one turned into a bank. All of different varieties. Bank, 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 bank. Every single one of them. Wow. What horseshit, man. They should turn them into cafes or something and let people go in and chill and enjoy these ancient buildings. But no, they're so selfish and greedy. Like they already own everything, right? They already own everything in the entire fucking world. And then they have to take the few remaining Tartarian buildings that are left on the planet and then stamp their fucking bank stamp on. Just sit in there and print as much money as they want, whatever the fuck they want, to molest little boys, and trap people in debt slavery. Let's look at this whole foundation. And it all has, like, you could see the slope that there was definitely mud flooding because that foundation goes well below what is ground level right here. And there's evidence of it everywhere. Let's see, maybe they preserved this one as something else. It says cultural hall. So this one might actually have access for the public. They might have turned it into a theater or something. But this is not legit. You can see it's cracking. It's fake. Totally faked out facade. Yeah, and they do like theatrical performances and stuff here. So that's cool. At least they preserved one of them to use for theater performances. Yes, I do. I use just a regular VPN. Wow, look at the roof work on that thing, man. Is that wood or do you think that's like covered in bronze? That green color could just be paint, right? That could be a wooden top on that building. That outside faux brick though, that stuff is not legit, man. That stuff is fake. The fuck? Dude honked at me for no fucking reason. He's probably honking at the other car. Oh, look at this, man. Another bank, of course. Oh, Swissy. Swissy with their bank symbols. Bank of China, eh? Funded by the IMF, I would imagine. With their lions, their Swissy lions. Look at the door on here, might be legit, though. I don't know, though. I don't know. The building itself is definitely old world construction. But the facading and the accoutrements, like these lions, these are brand new. They just put them in yesterday. This door, however, hard to say. I can actually smell pine. It's not going to open though. They got it locked. But the ironwork on here is really good. Like it looks like it might be legit. But the Chinese can do this. They do a lot of mock up anyway, and they can do pretty good. Like make things look old, and yeah, they can make them look pretty old. But the structure itself is definitely old world. And then you can tell like along these lanes and shit, they'll always have a bunch of old trees that have been here for quite a while. Like you'll have covered lanes. I saw a couple of trees yesterday. They were probably close to 500 years old. There's a SWAT truck. It says Jon Levi. That's just some sort of SWAT vehicle. But here we go. Here's another one. Old Tartaria, my friends. All of the original ironwork removed, most of it anyway. Looks like we lost connection. Yeah, nobody rides scooters in China, really, not that much. Can you hear me all right? Russian lad, if you're out there, give me the yos. Yo, yo, yo. All right. Frank Monday, boots on the ground here in DaLian China, checking out some old Tartarian buildings. I hope you guys can hear me all right. I hope we're still connected. Give me the yos out in Happy Land. Yep, I'm good. Nice. Thank you for that, Russian lad. I appreciate that. So that's the one I started at. That is I believe it looks like it's probably the south side of the square. So we've got a big open square here in the middle, over trees and stuff. Not a lot. But there's a few. You can see a few of those trees are a couple hundred years old. And then we've just got an entire circle of old Tartarian buildings. Most of them have already been refacaded, as I was saying. But some of the doors look old school. The buildings themselves are all definitely old school. But there's been a lot of work done on them to refurbish them and stuff. This says this is some sort of gold steel. See if it opens. No, doesn't open. Um, looks like yeah, that's copper. It's a bronze or copper. What would we call this type of metal? It's definitely metal. You can see it quite clearly there. Um, I'm not an expert on any of these structures, guys. I just like to look at them, and I know that there's something definitely unusual about every city center in the world being built out in exactly the same fashion, with all of these old school, what they call Greco-Romanesque buildings. And this will be the last one on our tour right here. ICBC, International Chinese, in good shape. Kind of she's even a little taller than me. But yeah, you can see how like this building it runs all the way down the block, and that entire segment is this old Tartarian structure style. And then even these older buildings that have been resided, like the one right behind it, it's still in the same style with the domed windows or the windows that are have the dome at the top, but they've torn it all down and they've just re-put like refurbished or revamped it with an outside faux exterior that's not even as good as it used to be. Yeah, definitely. I mean, where else would you want to set up shop if you had an option with these megalithic foundations? Look at the stonework in this foundation right here. I mean, absolutely. Like they've got this one all gated off because this is legit, man. This stonework is granite. Some of it looks like it may be a little bit fake, but look, you've got subterranean section here. You've got the domed window at the bottom. Um, this is granite work. It might be a facaded. That doesn't look like it's actually individual stones, though. Like there appears to be some sort of filler, and it looks like it's probably just a granite facade. Like it's not legit. But the building itself is OG and original, and they're running like a beer business out of it. 你好，这是公司吗？
什么？
公司
不是，这
哦，
银行
银行
啊，下班了
哦，我就想看一下这个门。
啊，已经下班了。行，够了，够了。
Yeah, so this is metal. It looks old school too. Like you can tell, he's just running supplies out of here. Pretty cool. The whole interior's been redone though. All right, guys. I'm not sure if we're back or not, but I lost connection there for a minute. We are looking at old Tartarian buildings here at the center of DaLian China. And I'm a little distracted by this hot young thing in a skirt right here. So I thought I would definitely check that out because that is smoking hot, right? Wow, nothing like seeing a young girl in a hot mini skirt. Um, so some of these doors are definitely bronze covered or covered in copper or something of that nature. But most of them looked as if they were legit and pretty like real deal old school uh, type stuff. But you can see that this faux brick stuff is definitely an afterthought. It's been put on like recently. Some of the lighting fixtures too. And then these columns, I don't think there's really any truth to these necessarily. It looks like it's covered in some sort of concrete. But the buildings themselves are definitely the real deal. Like, look at that across the way, man. They just don't build like that anymore. We've got, look at the dome at the top of that one. All right. I mean, that's it, man. It's old school stuff. They've all been taken over by banks, though. So, kind of a bummer. You can't even go in them unless you've got an account with the bank, you know. What are you going to do? There's a castle esque pirouettes, turrets on the side of the building there. There go those two girls way down there at the end of this. Looking just smoking hot. I can really appreciate that. The cat in me definitely loves to see a hot whisker biscuit. So here is, gotta try to get past this guard without him seeing me. There's one with a pseudo clock tower at the top. And then they're just everywhere, man. Like all this entire circle here at the middle, all of the buildings are old school Tartarian structures. All right, guys, that's it for me, man. I'm gonna sign off and walk around a little bit and just take in these buildings, man, because they're just so gorgeous. I don't even know what to think about it, man. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you did. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. And we're going to be looking at some more of these old school buildings here around China. So stay tuned for more. Ad Astra and do good magic until we meet again.